Hi, hello everybody, welcome to my scope. And I'm gonna sing another piece out of a musical theater show. And I picked something a little older today, since I'm actually classically trained to just kind of bring that out a little bit. Today I chose something out of an older show. It's called Showboat. It's, I think it's out of the 1930s, yes. And I actually watched that whole show once. A colleague of mine was in it, and it's so great. It has this really famous tune, Old Man River, which is great. And this show is such a great show. And the production back then, it was a really, really great production. I loved it, with awesome costumes, awesome set on stage. It was really great. And this song is called Can't Help Lovin' That Man of Mine. So obviously, it takes place in the South. And I always sing this one in my shows, and the story to it is really, can you ever explain why you fall in love? No, you can't explain it. There's no logic behind why anybody falls in love with anybody. It's like, why do I have to fall in love with that guy? There's no reason. He's got all these issues, but I can't help loving that man of mine. So here it goes. Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Oh, listen, sister, I love my Mr. Man. Tell you why. There ain't no reason why I should love that man. It must be something that the angels done plan. Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. I can't help loving that man of mine. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow, tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know, but I can't help loving that man of mine. When he goes away, that's a rainy day, and when he comes back, the day is fine, the sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him ain't no home to me. I can't help loving that man of mine. So you're getting a real concert this week here. Thank you. Getting a real concert. Usually people pay a lot of money for that. Just kidding. No, well, they do. But I love doing these scopes, and this is really okay, my Skype is going off in the background. I really love these with the playbacks now. That's really cool because I can really put some expression into it and do different stuff. So, okay, I wanted to talk about famous singers' voices. And actually, recently I've talked about this with some of my students, actually, and also as I was doing research to put some stuff on Pinterest, I stumbled across quite a few things. And a lot of times we are like, especially young singers think, oh, I so want to sound like her or like him, and they ask me like, can you show us a video about how to sing like Ariana Grande, or can you tell us how to sing like Adele and whatever singer. I always say like, well, I could show you. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing a series about how that certain singer sings. Not to show you like how you should sing, but how does that singer do it? You could definitely learn something out of that. But maybe a lot of people aren't aware that there are actually a lot of very famous popular singers that are not really trained. They don't have training, and due to the lack of technical soundness, they have actually had massive vocal problems. And a lot of times, we hear those singers and we like, oh, that sounds so cool. It's very smoky, raspy, and oh, I want to sound like that. But let's just take Adele, for example. Now, Adele has really a truly awesome voice. She has this really wonderful voice color, and of course, she's an awesome singer too. I mean, she has perfect control and all that. However, did you know that she had ruptured vocal cords? And like the first time when I heard Adele, I thought it was great, but I thought also like that, like we were saying, she's pushing a lot. And I saw actually a live concert that was on television someday, and I thought, well, I enjoyed listening to it for a couple of songs, and then I was like, it's a lot of pushing, and for my ears it was even too much. And so I started already thinking, what if she does this all the time? That it doesn't sound healthy to me. And then I read this article about that she actually had ruptured vocal cords, which I don't know how you can deal with that after you had that. But the point is that sound she has isn't just because it's so cool. It's just because actually that's the damage on her vocal cords. So if you don't have damage on your vocal cords, you should be thankful and not wish for a sound that reflects damaged vocal cords. And there are so many singers, if you listen to them early in their career and then later in their career, you can tell if someone had good technique or not, because some singers, they don't change their voices. I don't know, like Billy Joel, to me it seems like his voice didn't change at all, like over the years. Like his stuff out of this, from the 70s and his stuff that he sang recently, it doesn't sound so much different. So to me, that's a sign that he actually has pretty good technique. And but then there are some singers. Let's just take Joe Cocker. Toward the end, he was like, you could hardly hear any clean tone at all. It was just all raspiness. So that's the issue with a lot of very popular singers. That's the danger. If you're not well trained, it's gonna come back to you at that point where you do a lot. And when you become famous, then you have to do a lot. You have to go on tour. You have to sing every day. You have to, like, all these things you have to do, and recordings and studio and interviews and another show, and doing so much without having the technical foundation is very dangerous. Even, whether you're famous or not, it's always a great idea to have some instruction, to have some basic technical foundation, and that's gonna save your voice. Even in those times where you have to do a lot, you can learn how to do it intelligently, technically intelligent, so that you can sing 5 times a week and not hurt yourself. You also have to learn how to help your voice recover. That's also a thing. There's you could either use the time that you're off of singing and just do nothing to help your voice to recover, or you can actually do something to help your voice recover. Now, the first thing you can do to help your voice recover from a lot of singing and doing and just working is just don't talk. Very little talk. Talking is a lot of work for your voice. So actually singing is better than talking. So don't talk. Just tell others, I'm not talking for a long time today, and don't do long phone calls. Don't go to parties where you have to be loud. So just allow your voice to really rest. Vocal rest is so important. And I wrote an article on my blog on vocal rest and how important that is. Because, it's like an athlete. You have to do it in a smart way. And if you do it in a smart way, you can handle a lot of pressure. You just have to take those rest periods and really, get the most out of them. So the next time you hear a singer on radio and you think, that is so cool. It sounds so raspy and so rough and it's not so clear and clean. And you think, I'm so tired of always sounding clear and clean. Well, just think about it, that maybe their vocal cords aren't healthy anymore and that's why they're doing it. And besides, if you try to sound raspy on purpose, that's not really good on your vocal cords either. So there's two sides to it. Some people are like, but I want to do it and I want to sound like that. Well, okay, do it. But just know that that's not easy on your vocal cords and that maybe one day they're not going to sound the same anymore. And even in your speaking, it's going to have effect. And I think as a singer, if you've ever been sick and you couldn't sing, isn't that the worst? Isn't that just the worst, to lose your voice? It's like you lose part of your personality. You lose part of yourself. So that's why I think you should always take good care of your voice, because, just not speaking, that's already like, whoa, what are you going to do in life? Yeah, no, isn't it? But imagine you couldn't sing anymore. That would be horrible. So that's why I'm saying take good care of your voice. Take good care of my baby, or your voice. So always think about that. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm going to wrap it up here. And actually, tomorrow I'm doing my first interview for my new podcast that's coming out soon. I will let you know whenever I'm starting my podcast. I have Sean Wieg. He's awesome. He's going to show us he's going to talk about physical exercise for singers, and that's awesome. And I'm going to need your help whenever I'm launching it, because I'm going to need some people to, review it on iTunes so that it's going to appear in the new and noteworthy section. And that way some people are going to see it, that it actually exists. So stay tuned. I'll let you know when I need your help. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you.